Hi everyone, it is Lee Eddy here. I think on behalf of a lot of people with the whole racing program, the racing family that we have here in the Chicagoland area, but just wanted to take a few minutes and give you some updates and some reminders as we start getting ready for the season. Hopefully you have the time to watch this whole video through. I think as everybody knows, including myself, I can be a little bit wordy, but I want to cover some information that I hope will help everybody get ready for the season and create a little enthusiasm that goes along with the nice cold weather we've had and the early start that we've had, despite some warmer temperatures that are coming. But I think we're going to be okay with continuing on with our great start to the season and the snowmaking that's been going on around the area. So first and foremost, I just want to say I personally am really looking forward to seeing everybody. Had a chance to spend some time with the coaches this past weekend at a meeting at Wilmont, and everybody's really fired up to get rolling and to see all you guys and get the opportunity for us to be out there together again as a ski racing family. As we all know, life has certainly been challenging over the last couple of years, professionally, personally. Last couple of years in the hill have been a little bit challenging, but it looks like we're going to get a nice fresh start this year, along with having a new GM at Wilmont who is really a good guy. Chuck is a good guy. He is certainly interested in backing ski racing, along with our friend Gary Leader, who has been there forever, I think we could safely say, and he'd be proud. He's proud of that too. But we just want to make sure that we are taking advantage of and participating in the strength of our program, and at the very least maintaining it, and certainly hopefully growing it as we go forward. So just a little shout out again. I think I'm representing all the coaches, and we've got some new coaches this year, but on behalf of Scott and Joe Keene and Jack and Roger Madonna, as well as Larry Walsh will be spending quite a bit of time with us this year. And of course, Bob Larson will be with us this year. Everybody knows Bob. He's been part of the program and given a lot of time over the years. And he will be supporting throughout the week as needed and on the weekends during races, but also most importantly have the Wednesday afternoon training sessions that everybody has grown to love, especially the folks in our group that are blessed enough to be retired and to spend nice afternoons Wednesdays training. So Bob will be doing that again this year. And then also kind of exciting, we've got Derek Muha going to be joining us. And there's a reason he's joining us. He's a hard worker. Every time he's been on the hill, he just helps. And when he is there, and a great skier. And also it'll be nice to assist our Polish community, Tatry friends, his ability, just he's Polish, so he can interact and have some real clear dialogue in areas where we might miss it. So that's just a great opportunity. Really happy to have him with us, as well as Tom Bradkey, who used to be a ski racer from many years ago, and he started skiing with us again over the last year and a half. And he's obviously going to be on board just because, again, guy showed up early every single time, stayed late, just offered to help in any way possible. And he also progressed really well through the season last year. He's just a great ski racer, and he will certainly be a great asset to the team, but for all of us as well. I think many of you had a chance to reacquaint yourselves with Tom last year and really become good friends with them. So, and then also Rob's going to be back and be available this year. So we've just got a lot of people on the hill that are going to be working hard to make sure that we have just a successful season and set the groundwork for the upcoming season to come with Chuck there as a new general manager. Our meetings went really well on Saturday at Wilmont. A lot of enthusiasm. Everybody's fired up and getting ready to go. And also while we were there, I have never seen so much snow on the hill at this time of the year for Wilmont. Now, everybody complains or is interested in opening. The strategy is to outlast a little bit of this warm weather that's coming up. And one thing nice about having all the whales, the depth of snow that's on the hill, and not grooming it, is it will survive it fine. And that's the best way to keep the snow solid through warm weather. So as of right now, the opening date is December 3rd, but that may change if we get a little bit of colder weather going into the weekend right after Thanksgiving. But again, the upside of waiting a little bit and not spreading the snow out is that it will hold. So a lot of snow on the hill. We're going to have a great start this year. So I think we'll be ready to go early. The other exciting thing is myself, Jacek, Peter Lubliner, and Derek had a chance to ski at Alpine Valley this past Saturday night, and it was phenomenal. They probably had 3 inches of fresh snow on top of the snow that they blew, and they just opened that day at 2 o'clock. So we were there 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and it was literally midwinter conditions. Some great turns. The snow was firm. It was 9 degrees outside. Snow was blowing. It felt like it was the middle of January. So went from not thinking too much about skiing to literally right into the groove of it, and everybody was excited, and it was really nice to get the legs back under and create the enthusiasm for this year. So even if Wilmot does wait till the December 3rd opening, which will be a positive, up north at Alpine, they do a great job of blowing snow early. So if you get a chance to make it up there, get yourself motivated, and you won't be disappointed. And I think everybody will be enthusiastic. A lot of folks are going out to the Comper Camp. I was supposed to go and participate and maybe do some coaching, but I will not be making it out there. So I'll be local, trying to get some turns in. And then obviously the CMSC race is coming up, which should be just phenomenal. If you've been paying attention to what Jessica's been doing up there at Ski Brule and the snow that they've been blowing, I think this could be one of the best races that will have early season. So hopefully everybody's planning on attending that. I'm going to be looking down, and I made some notes, and I just want to make sure that I cover it. So again, a little bit warm the next couple days over Thanksgiving, cooling down over the weekend again, but each night as we get toward the weekend, it's going to be back in the 20s. So just stay ready to get rolling. One thing I want to highlight is just some housekeeping things out of the gate, just so that we can communicate this year. We'll still make sure we communicate through the CMSC Facebook page, but we will go back. I'm going to dust off an old website just so we can have more direct communication. WMRGSL.com. We're gonna put that website back up and clean it up a little bit for this year. But there's a lot of cool stuff on there too. Some old videos and things that I forgot that were even on there that are fun to watch. Some training videos but in any case, we'll have everything updated on that site. Keep it updated on a daily basis with regards to training and timing and weather and all that kind of stuff. So get that saved in your phones. Again, www.wmrgsl.com. So make sure you get that in there, in your phones, on your computers, your tablets, to have quick access to. The other thing is, this is a little bit of a touchy subject, but I want to speak from the heart and just highlight that years past, a lot of the goodwill and extra hard work that all the coaches put in to maintain a high level of visibility on the hill, even just personally, and work through some of the politics that exist, especially now that we are part of a big corporation. We need to highlight this. So the nightly rate is going to increase dramatically. And from a business perspective, it probably needs to, especially over the last couple of years. We've had a little bit of chaos with registering and the computer system and signing up or paying the night of the races. So I want to highlight that, please, if you can, just pay for the whole season up front and early. You'll even notice on the website, the Wilmot Mountain website, that that's all they list is the yearly pass. Now, it's going to be $275. So again, speaking from the heart and respectively, there's a lot that we put into this sport, and $275 for the amount of training that we're able to do at Wilmot Mountain. Get on the lift, get off the lift, and in between are 27 slalom gates and 13 GS gates with 20 to 30 yards of skiing between. We get a lot in. And as coaches, we want to be available to help and answer questions and do some coaching and pay attention. But we also know a lot of folks really love just coming out and making hot laps and getting as much mileage as possible. So the goal is to just serve that, both ends of the spectrum there. So, but the key thing I want to highlight is when you look at going to any other location out west, out east, sometimes just one day or one evening of training is upwards of $100 to $125, even for folks that are going out early season. Even with the great deal, it's still, with the lift ticket and everything, you're looking at $100 to $150 a day. So if you can make the commitment, that would be great. And the reason I want to highlight this is because we are now part of a big corporation. Bottom line is, they just look at the numbers, and rightfully so. It's a big corporation. So this is now your program. This is all of our program, but it's also your program. So the desire to have this last and to be around for a while is really going to come down to the numbers that they look at the end of the year, and that season pass is going to be critical. All the coaches are dedicated. Show up early. By the time everybody gets there for a race or training, many of us have been there already for an hour and a half, sweating and already worn out and tired. And the bottom line there is, we don't do that for an income. To keep this deal rolling, I think many of us as coaches actually lose money because of the time that we give up in our careers and our jobs and with our family. So I think we can all support each other. You can support yourselves for the longevity of this program by making this commitment and making sure that the executives at the end of the season who want to see the numbers will see the numbers, and then also rely on us to make the commitment to be there and make sure that it is enjoyable and we get as many vertical feet and as many gates as we can. And most of the time, it's going to be a lot more than we can get in other places. So critically important. I don't mean to overemphasize it or talk too much about it, but again, we're highlighting this is your program, and the numbers are really going to matter. So it's worth the investment. Let's put it that way. Want to do a real big shout out to Steve Bonanno and to Gene Schultz behind the scenes again this year. The amount of work that they put in to keep CMSC rolling and keep that really kind of the home race program, as well as several of the away races. So make sure you check out the CMSC site, get registered for that as quickly as possible. And it can't overemphasize our level of gratitude for them, for the amount of work they put in behind the scenes in all the administrative and logistic stuff that a lot of us take for granted oftentimes. So get registered for that. Also, even with CMSC and with us, several folks that have put in a lot of time behind the scenes to make things happen. One of the folks is Peter Lubliner. He actually took 3 days of his time during the ski show to set up the whole booth for both CMSC and Wilmot Mountain Racing, and had a lot of great conversations with people that didn't even know racing exists here in the Chicagoland area. So we're going to see some new faces out there, and a lot of that has to do with the hard work that Peter Lubliner put in behind the scenes. So make sure you give him a pat on the back and a hug of gratitude, because I think we're going to see quite a few new faces out there joining us because of the hard work that he put in. The other thing is chip timing. Please talk to Peter Lubliner and Derek Muha and JSIC. Also, JSIC has put a lot of work in to get that set up. So talk to them about the strategy around that. We as coaches, what we're going to do is work with Peter, work with Derek, work with JSIC, and ask for as much volunteer as we can, so that not just one person is running that during the training evenings, but we're all kind of tapped in on it together, and then we can you can log in on your cell phones and we can download the information. And so we're going to work together as a team, so everybody's assuming that on the Wednesday nights that they're there. It'll most likely just be Wednesday nights that we do the chip timing, but as many of you know, last year it made it really fun. Those Wednesday nights turned into some pretty competitive evenings of training and looking at times and up on our games. So that's a real nice benefit. And we're going to be doing that this year. And then lastly, we are going to try to start training as quickly as possible, even if our race hill doesn't have the depth. Gary Leader had highlighted that we will have access on Chair 4 earlier in the season. So we're certainly looking for the middle of December. I think that's going to be the goal. And man, keep your fingers crossed, maybe a little bit sooner. So, and the nice thing is too, now this year training will be from 7 until 9 o'clock. 7 until probably 10 minutes to 9, because they will be shutting the lifts down at 9. And as always, the more that you can help out in the end of the evening when we get done, the more time that we can spend on the hill, right up to that last chairlift that goes up the hill. So, and last year, I want to thank everybody. Just what a great family we've developed, because it's pretty amazing at the end of the night how everybody just chips in and grabs a gate, grabs a few things, carries them to the top, and just hangs out. I think we have fun doing that, just hangs out, cleaning everything up. So if you've been doing that, big bear hug. You guys rock. If you haven't, kind of an opportunity to pitch in a little bit, again, for our program to keep this thing rolling. But oftentimes some of the funnest part of the evening is literally just BSing at the top of the hill, making that last chairlift up and hanging out and helping out. I think we've all had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs up there doing that. So shout out, thanks. Let's keep it up as a group. And then last but not least, brief conversation with Gary, and we're going to talk to management. But if the conditions hold out like they look like they're going to at this early start, Saturday, December 17th, the evening of Saturday, December 17th, we're going to kind of have that fun race, an early fun race at Wilmot Mountain. You know how that rolls. We keep it updated on the website. But, a couple runs of GS, couple runs of Super G, couple runs of slalom, just a real race fest on that evening, just to get the timing and the equipment and everything all ironed out, and still have a little bit of a competitive race to see where we all stand. So that's the update. This is kind of a long message. Man, this has been going for a while. So thank you for your time. Stay tuned to the www.WMRGSL website. I'll have that up over the weekend. Got to put some time into that. And for those of you going out to Copper, have a great camp. Bring back some nice pointers for us. And I'm actually going to be participating in a conference call with the Masters crew tonight around that. And then also just the CMSC schedule, pay attention to that. And this one, I want to close strong with this one. Let's see if we can all get registered to go up to the Midwest Masters race, which is part of USSA Masters in February. We go as one team. We can name it whatever we want. I'm just going to go with Team Wilmot, but obviously all the fast guys from Tatry, our family from Tatry, that we all love and are probably one of the biggest supporters of the Wilmot Mountain Race Program, and thank you for that. And just everybody else, though, is if we can go as one big family, for those of us that have been there and those of you that have been there, it is just a blast. It's a race fest weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 runs of Super G, 4 runs of GS, 4 runs of slalom. And Ryan Fuller and that whole Masters program out of Minneapolis, they do a phenomenal job. It's kind of like going to the mini World Cup for us old farts in tight spandex. So anyway, thanks, everybody. As always, any questions, feel free to text me. Feel free to email me. Leave a message on the CMSC Facebook page, and any of the other coaches, the whole crew, that we will respond to any questions that you have. Again, we love you, your family. We're going to have a great season, and again, this is our program. This is your program. Please get registered early for the full season, because again, it's just an awesome investment. And it really does support the longevity of our program from a bean counters perspective at the end of the year. So thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great holiday coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the hill.